Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and get straight to 10 personal finance lessons that are absolute game changers. These aren't just little tips, they are powerful principles that, seriously, when you put them together, can completely transform your financial future and help you build some real, lasting wealth.
Look, I get it. Personal finance can feel super overwhelming. There's just so much information out there. So what if we could just boil it all down to 10 core ideas? That's exactly what we're going to do today. Forget all the complexity for a minute. This is all about getting clear on what actually matters so you can take action.
We've broken this whole journey down into 4 simple parts. First, we're going to lay the foundation by getting our mindset right. Then we'll build a simple system to actually track our progress. After that, it's time to fire up the growth engine with some smart, simple investing. And finally, we'll learn how to play a little financial defense to protect everything you've built.
So let's dive right into part 1, the foundation of wealth. Because here's the thing. Before any strategy, any system, any of it can work, you have to get your mind right first. This is all about the psychology behind the money.
The first lesson, and it's arguably the most crucial one, is mastering delayed gratification. In a world of one-click buys and instant everything, the ability to say no to a small reward right now for a much, much bigger one down the road, that is a financial superpower. It's really the engine that drives all long-term wealth.
So how do you actually practice this day to day? Well, here is a brilliant, super simple rule of thumb from finance creator Humphrey Yang. If you're looking at a big purchase, just ask yourself, could I comfortably buy this thing 2 times over? If the idea of spending double that amount makes you nervous, you probably can't really afford it even once. It's such a simple test that helps you separate a fleeting want from a truly sound purchase.
This leads perfectly into our next point, the massive difference between looking rich and actually being wealthy. You've probably met the 30K millionaire on the left. They spend every dollar to project an image, often sacrificing their actual financial security to do it. But studies show that real millionaires, they consistently live well below their means. The takeaway here is so important. Prioritize your actual financial security, not the appearance of wealth.
And the final piece of this mindset puzzle is to simply run your own race. Seriously, comparing your financial journey, your real life, to someone's perfectly curated social media highlight reel is just a recipe for disaster. It's a total waste of mental energy, and it can pressure you into making some really bad decisions. Just remember, everyone's path is different. Focus on yours.
All right, so with that mindset foundation in place, let's move on to part 2, building your system. This is where we get practical. We're going to create a super simple framework to measure your progress and systematically build your wealth.
You do not need some crazy complicated financial dashboard, okay? To build a solid system, you really only need to track these big 3 numbers. First, try to keep your fixed expenses, rent, car payments, the essentials, below about 60% of your income. That just makes sure you have breathing room. Second, aim for a savings rate of at least 10%. This is the fuel for your investments. And finally, track your net worth over time. It is the ultimate report card for your financial health.
Let's just zoom in on that last one for a second. Net worth. This is the single best snapshot of your financial health, period. It's just everything you own, your assets, minus everything you owe, your liabilities. It's that simple. And the main goal of your whole financial system is to make this one number go up steadily over time.
Now, this is one of the most powerful and most misunderstood concepts for anyone starting out. Getting to your first $100,000, it isn't about some genius stock pick. It is overwhelmingly built on one thing: your own aggressive, disciplined saving. The magic of compounding is real, but it needs a solid foundation to work from. Relentless saving is how you build that foundation.
And that brings us perfectly to part 3, the growth engine. Once you've built that initial nest egg through saving, it's time to put that money to work. We're going to demystify investing right now and show you that the most effective path is almost always the simplest one.
Oh, this fantastic quote from Morgan Housel says everything. The secret isn't being a stock-picking genius. It's being incredibly consistent. Earning just the average market returns, but for a very, very long time, that's what creates extraordinary wealth. The real key is to make your investing strategy almost, boringly consistent.
So why is time such a powerful friend to investors? Well, look at this. Over short periods, like 5 years, the market is a roller coaster. It's totally unpredictable. But as you stretch your time horizon out to 10 years, then 15, and especially 20 years or more, the risk of actually losing money has historically dropped to pretty much zero. Time is what smooths out all that scary volatility.
And your strategy should absolutely reflect this long-term, simple approach. You don't need a dozen different funds. For most people, 1 to 3 broad, low-cost index funds are all you will ever need. In fact, a simple S&P 500 fund has beaten the vast majority of highly paid professional fund managers. Simplicity is your best friend here. It cuts costs, and it stops you from messing with your own portfolio.
Now for our final section, Part 4, Financial Defense. You know, building wealth isn't just about offense and scoring points. It's about avoiding those huge mistakes that can set you back for years. So let's talk about what not to do. Okay, first, we've got to define a really crucial term, a depreciating asset. This is basically anything that starts losing value the second you buy it. Think about a new car driving off the lot, or that brand new smartphone that's going to be worth half as much in a year.
Now, when you combine debt with these kinds of assets, you create a catastrophic financial trap. When you borrow money at a high interest rate to buy something that is actively losing value, you are, in the simplest terms, paying money for the privilege of losing money. It is one of the fastest ways to absolutely destroy your net worth. You have to avoid this at all costs.
Our final defensive principle is also the most empowering one. You are the CEO of your own financial life. General advice is great as a starting point, but it's not a prescription. You always have to filter that advice through the lens of your own goals, your own timeline, and your own comfort with risk to make decisions that are truly right for you.
So there you have it. The path is actually pretty clear, isn't it? It all starts with mastering your mindset, choosing patience over impulse. Then you build a dead simple system to measure what really matters. You use that system to fuel a simple, long-term investing engine. And you protect all of it by playing smart defense and making the plan your own.
We have covered a lot of ground, but, you know, information is only powerful if you actually act on it. So my question for you is this. After everything we've just covered, what is the one tangible change, the one thing you will do starting today to transform your financial future?